IR spectroscopy or infrared spectroscopy, its introduction. Now first of all, you remember IR region. It's having energy less than UV or visible light. So the region is extended from 0.8 micron to 200 micron, its wavelength. So we can divide into three regions actually. From 0.8 micron to 2.5 micron, it is called near IR. From 2.5 micron to 15 micron, it is called IR region. And for 15 micron to 200 micron is called far IR. So wavelength is increasing. So wavelength is increasing, energy is decreasing. So actually 2.5 micron to 15 micron is the region which is important for the IR spectroscopy. So you remember two things. One is the range and another is its energy, means infrared radiation having energy less than ultraviolet and visible light, right? So when we express this region in terms of wave number, that is 1 upon lambda. So in terms of wave number, so actually in the IR spectroscopy, when we observe, when you see the spectrum of our IR spectrum, that the absorption is measured in terms of wave number, and that actually ranges from 4000 to 667 this per centimeter. So this is the wave number. So in terms of wave number, we need this much wave number for the IR spectroscopy. Now what are the advantages of IR spectroscopy? It's a very, very important tool to decide the structure of organic compounds, particularly functional groups present in the molecule. Again, few more advantages are we need very few milligram of substance, just 10 milligram is sufficient. We require very short time, just 15 minutes, up to 15 minutes. Very short time, within very short time you can have the IR spectrum. It is, you can keep the permanent record of the information, whatever spectrum you are getting, you can store it. Again, as compared to traditional methods, we save large quantity of chemicals. Otherwise, to decide the functional group present in unknown molecule, we required large number of chemicals in large quantities. But since it requires just few milligram of substance, so you can save, we save actually large quantities of chemicals. So these are the advantages of IR spectroscopy. Another important point which you should know about the sampling. So as I mentioned here, very few milligram of substance is required. So you can use even solid, liquid or gas can be used for the sampling. And to hold these samples, we need a cell, and that cells or sample holders are actually not prepared from glass and or quartz, because glass and quartz absorb strongly in IR region. Then which material is used to hold that sample? Particularly sodium chloride, potassium bromide or silver chloride can be used to prepare the cell or a sample holders. So accordingly we have to prepare, or the cells are available, or you can for solid, liquid and gas. So I'm not going to into that details, but you remember which material is used. Sodium chloride and potassium bromide are used to prepare the cell or a sample holder. Even you can use solid sample directly, or which can we can make the pellets and keep in between the two pellets of sodium chloride or potassium bromide. So you can use even solid, you can use even gas holders, or that cell you can use here, or you can use the glass or quartz even, but the windows should be made up of sodium chloride or potassium bromide, because through that window IR radiation passes. So solid sample can be used as a dispersion. If it is not soluble, you can use as a dispersion, and for that purpose you are using very popular compound hexachlorobutadiene, which is also called Nuzol, as a mulling agent. So this is a mull. You have to prepare a mull by using this mulling agent, nuzol, or it is hexachlorobutadiene. You remember? Or if you want to prepare solution, you can use there is a limitation actually, because carbon disulfide you can use, or carbon tetrachloride, because other solvents can absorb IR radiation. Particularly, universal solvent or water, you cannot use water because it absorbs in IR region. So that is actually disadvantage of this IR spectroscopy. But you can use carbon disulfide or carbon tetrachloride for this purpose.